Hey everyone, this is Lando welcoming you to the Lando Report for January the 21st, 2013. And on this edition of the Lando Report, we're going to be talking about Lance. No, not that Lance. No, not that Lance, but this Lance. Oh yeah, Lance Armstrong. He's the guy. He's the man of the hour. He doesn't really have the power right now because a lot of people are ticked off at this guy. And why are they ticked off? Because he's been caught in a scandal that's one of the biggest scandals that we've seen here in the 21st century in sports. The lies that this guy perpetrated as part of his doping scheme actually go a lot further than just him and his career, but they also have affected many people that he sued, that he said on the Oprah Winfrey Show that he couldn't even keep track of how many that people that he sued as a result of trying to cover up his lie of doping. These people that he sued also included his friends and his teammates. So we know definitely he's not going to be winning Teammate of the Year. Lance Armstrong is the man who is right now in the eye of the storm, so to speak, in terms of the sports media. Many people have an opinion of what they want to think about this guy. And here's what I think. I think that here's a guy who is admitted to doping. He's doped for the Tour de France, which is pretty much like the biggest bicycle thing that they have going on that we know in the world, one of the biggest bicycle events. And he cheated. He flat out cheated. He did not compete according to the rules. And he collected all of these wins, which were pretty much non-founded because the guy was doping. He was doing something that was illegal. He was doing something that had nothing to do with practicing or competing fairly according to how things are supposed to go in the cycling world. And as a result of that, his whole career pretty much is a sham. That's what makes this so much more deeper than a guy like Mark McGwire, who already was great before he decided that he was going to start getting into steroids. And then the other guys such as Roger Clemens, Barry Bonds, guys that were also caught up in controversy. This guy, literally, his whole career is based on a lie. And that's a sad thing. Because when you really look at what could have been Lance Armstrong, he was definitely, before people knew about this, was one of the most inspirational guys in sports. People wanted to be like him. People wanted to know him. People wanted to have some sort of connection to him. That right now is all gone. People are running away now from Lance Armstrong like Dwight Howard is running away from the free throw line. And Lance Armstrong, in order to get back, in order to get his reputation back, it's going to take a lot of work. And one of the things that he's going to need to do, one of the ways he can swing this from a negative to a positive, possibly, is to start speaking out on doping. Start speaking out on the hazards of doping. Start speaking out on why doping is wrong. But there's one problem. The one problem is that if you looked at the interview that he had on the OWN network with Oprah Winfrey, you saw that something was missing as he was admitting all this. And it seemed that he was kind of detached, and it seemed that he really did not grasp the significance of what was going on and what he did. And I believe until he's able to do that, there's not going to really be a different Lance Armstrong. And so those are my thoughts on it. I'm not going to talk too much more about it. I think it's old news. We can move on to something else. Want to remind you that coming up tomorrow night, Tuesday night, we're going to be talking about the double standard. What do I mean by that? The double standard on the sportsandbalance.com show, what I mean is that just because athletes are multi-millionaires when they're professionals doesn't mean that they should be able to somehow manipulate the law in their favor in order not to be held accountable when they do certain things. And I'm going to take that to task on this upcoming edition of the sportsandbalance.com show. Be sure to join me at 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time on Thursday. Blog Talk Radio, here we come. I'm out.